Ed Fluential Sports, where passion meets precision. As I'm your host, Ed, dive deep into the plays, players, and stories shaping the game. And today I'll be recapping the NBA in-season tournament quarterfinals. So let's get straight into it. And the common theme within these games is the better three-point shooting team won the game. Even if the percentages were close, like the Lakers game where the Spurs shot 2% better from three, they still won that game. So let's get into it. Don't want to jump too far ahead. So I'm going to start with the Magic game, then go on from there. The Magic and Heat, the two Florida teams playing against each other. And the Magic ended up winning 117 to 108 against the Heat. And they did this without Franz Wagner. I don't know how long Franz is out, but I know he got injured recently. So going into one of the most important games of the season without one of your top two players, and obviously they just got Paolo back not too long ago. So the Heat, they started the game hot. They were on fire, had a 15-0 start. Tyler Hero had about 6 points, but it didn't matter. The Magic in the second quarter had like a 20-9 run that got them back into the game. And obviously early runs don't really mean much, as it's easy to come back, and especially being down 15-0 to start the game. Like, it wasn't too much of a big deficit. It wasn't like they were starting the fourth quarter and the Heat scored 15 straight points. So they had plenty of time to come back and were able to do that. Led behind Desmond Bane, who had 37 points and made 6 threes. And one of the biggest problems that Orlando has faced the last 2 years that have been in the playoffs is three-point shooting. And obviously it's still been a bit inconsistent this season, but they shot 47% from three last night. Obviously that isn't expected from Orlando all season, but if they can be a solid three-point shooting team, they can go deep. This was my preseason finals pick, the Magic and OKC. OKC is very possible. The Magic is still iffy because of the Eastern Conference, because it's a lot of good teams in the East, so anything can happen, but that's going to be one of their biggest things. How well can they shoot threes? And they won this game without Franz Wagner. It was still low scoring, but them missing their second best player or best player. It all depends on who you prefer more between him and Paolo. But I think both guys are great. But with them not having Franz, they could have easily lost this game. And we've seen how easily they fell behind early. And Paolo, he struggled to start the game. He struggled throughout the game, but he ended up playing solid. The Magic, their entire starting five, along with Tristan De Silva coming off the bench, scored at least 10 points. So they got production out of everybody important. They got great production from the entire lineup. Having Bane, this is why you traded all those picks to get Desmond Bane, for him to give you 37 points, for him to shoot 6 and 9 from three. And then everybody else is shooting well from three as well. It's not just Desmond Bane. You're getting production out of your entire starting five. Then for the Heat, they should have been able to win this game. Just got lazy after that 15-0 start. They did lead by 13 after the first quarter, but that's when they started trading buckets in that first quarter, allowing Orlando to come back into the game. Like I said, it was early, but the Heat didn't keep their foot on the gas pedal. Norman Powell finished with 21 points, 3 steals, and 7 rebounds. It's very possible Norman Powell makes the All-Star team this year. I feel like he should have been an All-Star last year, and he wasn't able to get that. But this season it's very likely. Hero hasn't been himself from last season. Bam's been in and out the lineup time to time. But the Heat lost this game from shooting 24% from three. You're not going to win a game when you shoot that bad from three. And like I said, they got off to a 15-0 start, but throughout the game, they simmered down. Didn't shoot well from three, ended up losing. So Orlando was able to win 117-108 and advance to the semifinals. And this is a good look for the Magic. A really good look for anybody that made it this far in the in-season tournament. But Orlando, they're able to go to the semifinals, and we'll see what they'll be able to do against the next team that I'm going to discuss as I talk about the Knicks game. The Knicks defeat the Raptors 117-101 and are advancing to the semifinals as well. This could very well be a playoff matchup between the Knicks and the Magic. But the Knicks, another team that shot 40+% from three. Every team that won shot at least shot over 40% from three. And the one team that lost while shooting 40% from three was the Lakers, which I'll get to them later. But the Knicks shot 46% from three. When you're shooting that well from three, it's going to be impossible for you to lose. He had 35 points from Jalen Brunson. He had a great game. Josh Hart gave you 21, and you're usually not looking for Josh Hart to give you that many points. But it was an off night for Karl Anthony Towns, and Josh Hart, he stepped up, and he was the second leading scorer for the Knicks. And the Raptors have a good defense, so they're able to contain Karl Anthony Towns. But what they weren't able to contain was the Jalen Brunson, and then Josh Hart. He got to doing his thing, and it's like if Josh Hart beats you, it's like okay, you contain Cat. Josh Hart beat you. Obviously, Brunson had 35. So with them not having, I don't think R.J. Barrett played in this game. Yeah, they didn't have R.J. Barrett or Emmanuel quickly, so that's just unfortunate. And so if they were to meet again in a playoff scenario, I think it'd be much different. Not to say that the Raptors will win because the Knicks do have more experience, so they'll win there. But I think it'll definitely be more competitive. Not having Emmanuel quickly and R.J. Barrett at this time absolutely sucks for the Raptors. But the Knicks did win the rebound battle 48-37. Winning the rebound battle was important, but the Raptors, they also shot 29% from three. It's going to be hard to win a game when you're shooting that bad from three. Brandon Ingram, he had a great game, 31.6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. He did all that he could. Like I said, it was limited. You don't have R.J. Barrett, who's one of your starters. You don't have Emmanuel Quickly, who's your sixth man. So you're missing 2 key pieces. But with that, your other key people had to step up, and one player that didn't do that was Scotty Barnes. He shot 6-18 from the field and wasn't able to get a single free throw. You took 18 shots and couldn't get to the free throw line at least once. You were taking 18 shots. You should really be able to get 4 free throws. You should be able to get to the line twice. But Scotty shot 6-18 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3. Didn't do much. Didn't have any free throws. Not even a free throw attempt. So Scotty's playing. And Scotty, I feel like he can be an all-star if he hasn't been an all-star. I think he's been a one-time all-star. But Scotty Barnes, he's one of my favorite players for the Raptors. So it's like this is a game where you had to step up because he hasn't been in a playoff scenario yet. And this is the closest, well, the Raptors have probably made the playoffs, but so far in his career, in his NBA career, this is the closest he's been to a playoff-like setting. And that's just not something the Raptors can have. When RJ's down, when Emmanuel's down, you had to step up. Brandon Ingram, he was able to step up and did what he could. And Scotty, he wasn't able to. The entire Raptors team, they lost the rebound battle by 9. They shot 29% from 3. So it's not all on Scotty, but he becomes the second most important piece behind Brandon. Well, regardless if RJ is there or not, he's still the second most important piece, but he becomes even more important now that you're down 2 key people and he wasn't able to step up. And obviously, everybody has their down games. Just hopefully this doesn't happen when it comes to a playoff setting. But I think regardless, no matter regular season or playoffs, if Scotty is taking 18 shots, you should finish that game with at least 4 free throw attempts. There's no reason for you not to get any free throws because 12 of those shots came inside the three-point line. Shot 1 of 6 from 3. It's like you should be able to get to the free throw line at least 2 times so you can have 4 free throws on the night. Or maybe 3, you get an and 1. But yeah, you can't shoot 18 shots to finish a game with no free throw attempts. So the Knicks and Magic will be playing in the semifinals for the in-season tournament. It's going to be interesting. I think without Franz, I think I'm going to take the Knicks to win that one. They just got OG back recently. He's been looking good. The Knicks were playing well without OG. He's fitting right back into the lineup really well. So I think the Knicks are going to advance. Now OKC, this was a tough one. OKC defeated the Suns by 49 points, 138-89. Got me a Philly cheesesteak, fries, and a Gatorade for this game, and it ended up being a disappointment. But hey, at least I got something to eat. But the game, I knew it was going to, obviously without Booker, it was going to be tough. They had just played not too long ago with Devin Booker in the lineup, and it was a close game. And they obviously missed Booker. Now, he wouldn't have made up for 49 points, but I think we obviously seen what it looked like when Booker did play. And obviously, OKC just got J-Dub back recently. But you could tell that the Suns heavily missed Booker in this game. And in these Western Conference games, I'm going to talk about the losing teams first. Because the Suns, they shot 32% from 3. Obviously, you're shooting that bad, it's hard to win. But it started with Dillon Brooks. His game, he had 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes and still stayed in. Within an important game like that, he has to stay in. But it's like you're already off to a bad start. Then he finished the night shooting 6-18 from the field. So it's like, and I was expecting Brooks to play a lot better than he did with those first 2 fouls. It was like that kind of killed the momentum for the Suns because it's like the game just started. You're 3 minutes in, you already have 2 fouls. The Suns finished the night with 21 turnovers. You're not winning. if you're having over 15 turnovers in a game, you're likely not going to win, especially if you have over 20, because OKC is a team that takes advantage of those turnovers. They're not lazy. They're not going to be hesitant. They're 24-1 on the season. The last time we saw a start like this is when the Warriors went 73-9. So yeah, 21 turnovers. That's just not going to win you the game. And then obviously with Booker being out, the playmaking becomes limited because you don't really have that playmaker. You have guys that you want to develop to become that. Dylan Brooks, he isn't that, and you don't. That's not his role. You don't expect that from Dylan Brooks. Colin Gillespie, he has to develop into that now because you don't have Booker, so you're kind of expecting him to develop into that, but he still hasn't been in the league super long. So you had Jamiri Bahia. I might be saying that wrong, but he had 14 points and 6 assists off the bench. Most of that came late in the second half when they were already down. But if he's your top playmaker, I can't even pronounce his name. He's your top playmaker. He's giving you 6 assists, but it don't matter. Because it's like you could have used that in the starting lineup, but you didn't expect that out of him. And then he did that late when OKC starters are barely playing in that second half. OKC, they shot 55% from 3. Now, if Booker plays, he might not be able to stop that. Who knows? 55% from 3. If Booker plays, maybe it's 51. You just can't stop a team that gets that high from 3. Now, it's just nothing you can do about that. OKC was high from 3. They couldn't miss. 55% is insane. They shot the best 3-point percentage out of the quarterfinal games. That's fucking absurd. 55%. But they also had all 13 of their rotational players score. As the Suns played 13 players too, but 2 of those guys dropped donuts. They had 2 guys with 0 points. Everybody that OKC played gave you at least 3 points. So whether it was the starters, whether it was the random guys on the bench, they were all scoring points. And then out of your big 3, you get 28 for Shea. And obviously Shea's disappointed. Y'all seen the video. If you drop anything under his average, that's a bad game for him. But obviously he played a good game and he got some early rest. He didn't get too many free throws. He ended up dropping 28. Got 24 from Chet Holmgren. He got 15 from J-Dub. It's like you don't need J-Dub to drop the 20 that he was averaging. He was averaging around 20-something last year, 22 or something like that. You didn't need that out of him in this game. And obviously he's getting adjusted back into the lineup. Been back a few games. Looked solid. Played good defense. Obviously got that from Chet and Shea as well. It's like they just got production from everybody. Like I said, when a team is shooting 55% from 3, it's going to be hard to win. But losing by 49 is insane. That's just not something you can have happen. But you're leading score. But nobody on the team even had 20 points. Dylan Brooks had like 16, but he shot 6 of 18. And he only finished the game with 3 or 4 fouls, I think. Like, he was in early foul trouble, but I don't think he applied the pressure he could have if he didn't have those 2 fouls to start the game. So it is what it is. And then the last game of the quarterfinals, which was my Lakers taking on the Spurs without Wemby, who never looked good without Wemby. So all I can do, that's good coaching for the Spurs. So shout out to them. But for the Lakers, we had 2 technicals in this game. They gave the Spurs 3 points. It's just J.J. Redick. He crashed out, and all Rui wanted him to challenge. J.J. Redick crashed out. That led to a tech. Sometimes you just got to listen to your players. If J.J. listens to Rui, they challenge it. Either the call goes our way or it doesn't, but at least you get a few extra seconds to game plan, and it gives you a few extra seconds to see, well, for the refs to see, to make sure that was the right call. So I forgot the second tech we got, but at the end of the day, just can't afford those moments. We did shoot 43% from 3, so out of the losing teams, we shot the best from 3. LeBron had 19 points and 15 rebounds. Luka had 35 points. Marcus Smart had 26 points off the bench. That's how you know we lost the game. If Marcus Smart is giving us 26 points off the bench, we're more than likely losing that game. And we did. They let Marcus Smart beat them. Well, he didn't beat them, but they let Marcus Smart do his thing and essentially played the game of, if Marcus Smart beats us, who cares? Because we already don't have Wemby. But that didn't matter because the Spurs still ended up getting a win. But I felt like in a game without Wemby, this should have been somewhere where DeAndre Ayton dominated. Like, I just praised DeAndre Ayton for his defensive efforts last week. But I felt like this, no Wemby, like Luke Cornett, he isn't terrible. Like he's a solid center. It's like we should be able to win this game. He should be able to get easy paint buckets. We should be looking for DeAndre Ayton as much as we can. But we weren't able to do that. First half, Keldon Johnson, 13 points. I'm not even mad at it. It's nothing we can do about that. If Keldon Johnson gets off to a hot start coming off the bench, it is what it is. He ended up finishing with 17 points in the game, but he had 13 off the bench in the first half. It is what it is. Stephon Castle, he had 30 points. I can't be mad at that. Stephon Castle, one of the nice young players in the league, had a great game. One of the biggest games in his NBA career up to this point in his in the second season, right? Yeah, second season. Because Dylan Harper, he's their rookie. Stephon Castle, 30 points. Dylan Harper, he had good production coming off the bench now that I mentioned him. The Spurs, 45% from three. They shot better from three than the Lakers by 2%. But the common theme in every game is that the better three-point shooting team that night ended up winning. And then they also had 7 players score in double figures. De'Aaron Fox hit one move so cold on Austin Reeves. That shit had me in awe. Like my jaw just dropped to the floor. Like that was a nice ass move. I probably can't put it in here because that'd be copyright if I screen recorded it. But that move was nice as hell that De'Aaron Fox hit. I can't even be mad at it. But this is disappointing considering our entire lineup is healthy and we lost to a Wemby-less Spurs team. It's like, yeah, they've been winning games, but this is not a game the Lakers should be losing. But it is what it is. Congratulations to the Spurs. Stephon Castle, he had a great game. One of the biggest performances of his career. Keldon Johnson, high start in the first half. Wasn't nothing we could do about that. Had 7 players scoring double figures. Good coaching. Coach is Mr. Johnson, I think. For the Spurs, he's done a great job taking over for Greg Popovich. So shout out to him. This team, without Wemby, has looked great. So when he comes back, I can't imagine what this team is going to look like. They have a scary, bright future over there in San Antonio. But yeah, that wraps the OKC and the Spurs will be playing each other in the quarterfinals. In the semifinals, I'm predicting OKC to win because I think without Wemby, it's going to be hard to stop a lot of what OKC's been able to do. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I think the Spurs are going to fight. But I think OKC wins that, and we get an OKC Knicks in-season tournament finals. So we'll see what happens. Congratulations to the Magic, Knicks, OKC, and Spurs for winning and advancing. The in-season tournament has been, I still don't see the purpose of it aside from making extra money. Like I still think the in-season tournament, all these extra tournaments, the in-season tournament, the play-in tournament, it's like it don't really serve a purpose. But I will say, the courts are cool. Some of them are. Some of the courts I rock with. The thing is, we've seen other teams that have, all you have to do is put in extra effort to make better courts. Like we don't need these. Some of these courts are bright as fuck. We don't need some of that. Like it's like the Warriors court, I think I like their actual court, not the in-season tournament thing. Like their actual home court. The 76ers court is cool as hell. The Raptors got a nice court. Like if we can get more stuff like that, like why not just have that throughout the season? Like some of the court designs now are cool as hell. And I'm talking about the normal home courts for these teams. It's like this shit really don't serve a purpose, but at the end of the day it's entertaining basketball. So congratulations to the teams that made it. And yeah, I'll probably do a semifinals recap for the in-season tournament. But with that being said, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, comment y'all thoughts on the in-season tournament, and share for others to see.